Hi, I'm Bree Nayland, and this is my virtual learning reflection for the fall of 2021. So I think my project, I created a tag, is great for a flipped classroom. Students could watch video at home and play around a bit on the Jamboard to get ideas from others, try out a couple of the lettering styles, and have time to think about iconography. Then when we would come back to class, they could work on the actual tag and I could show them in person some of the techniques. Ideally, each person would have one technique that they practiced that they could share with the rest of the class. I loved taking the time to get students to think about iconography. It's not just something that will pop into your head. So teaching that helps reinforce the idea that art making and meaning making in general is a process that involves several thoughtful steps. The iconography will also help students talk about identity and the problems encountered in our culture when giving voice to some of those identities. And participating actively in their community isn't just about attending school board meetings or running for local office or being a wealthy business owner. The fact that artwork can help us think about social change and how that change is created, how to challenge authority or subvert dominant discourses, and why people do this in different ways can be incredibly powerful, especially if you focus on the larger process and the consequences of that process. My project worked well in part, I think, because I tried to keep contextualizing it and focusing on that process. I wanted people to understand why we were creating these tags and how that linked to the other elements of the curriculum. But this kind of project is also great for teaching about symbolism and iconography in any class, not just an art class, and would be a great way to incorporate reading and reading strategies into the art classroom as well. If I did it again, I'd love to get a hold of a device that lets me record myself drawing clearly. At first, I tried to balance my phone on the edge of a pile of books to try and record myself, but that didn't work. A doc cam would be ideal, but I don't have one of those at home. So I'd like to purchase one of these. It's a lazy arm iPhone desk mount and a Diva ring light and a light stand. Hannah, a fellow student, used videos, but that still doesn't help me show how a line is drawn. Or how shading can work to add depth. They could see my actions and that would be helpful. I'd purchase something like this, but as you can see, it can be quite expensive. Oh, well, one of these days I'll get there. The quiz, I think, was also really useful, but I still need to practice setting it up for short answer questions because I didn't understand how to automatically grade that, so it wasn't marked incorrect straight away. I'm going to stop the share for the end here. There we go. And then I think Carrie Ann, one of my other classmates, used reinforcement really well. She showed students the same thing from a couple of different perspectives, and I'd love to incorporate more of that. I'd set up the rubric as part of our Google Classroom so students could work with each other and offer constructive feedback, but that would be for the classroom meeting, I think, that follows the video lesson. Virtual learning's a great way to help students think about an idea before they come in and do the work in person. It's short, so the emphasis is on their thinking rather than on me talking. That seems ideal for at-home work. And then in class, we could focus more on the doing. Time's at a premium in the art classroom, so being able to use our time together in class to do rather than spending half of it just listening to me or not listening to me just makes sense. They'll be able to share more with each other during class this way and have more time to work with me. Thanks for this opportunity.